Did you know your business can honor God while transforming lives around the world? Welcome to the iBAM Biblical Entrepreneurship Show, the weekly podcast that inspires and equips Christian entrepreneurs to build sustainable businesses that glorify God and uplift impoverished communities. At iBAM, our mission is built on the three fish metaphor. Give a fish. We provide startup loans to launch businesses. Teach to fish. We offer entrepreneur training for lasting growth. Equip for discipleship. We empower discipleship to multiply impact. Join iBAM's founder, Steve Adams, as he shares powerful solo episodes and expert interviews filled with mentorship, insights, and real-life stories of how biblical entrepreneurship is advancing the Great Commission. Subscribe now and get ready to be inspired, equipped, and empowered to make an eternal impact.
The people behind the numbers. Some stories don't begin with success. They don't begin with funding. They don't begin with opportunity. They begin with a hunger, a quiet prayer whispered in a room no one sees, and a dream that seems too small for anyone to notice. But heaven notices. And today, I want to take you into one of those stories. A real story, a raw story, a story that shows you exactly what God can do with a single life, and what you make possible through iBAM. Because behind every statistic, there is a face, there is a family, there is a testimony unfolding, the story of Aziza. Let me take you to a small apartment in Kazakhstan. The winter there is unforgiving, the kind that makes you wrap your coat a little tighter, the kind that makes you wonder how anyone can grow anything, let alone a future. Inside that apartment lived a young woman named Aziza. She didn't come from wealth. She didn't come from prestige. She didn't come from a business family. In fact, her story started with a different kind of hunger, a hunger for God. She met Jesus at just 9 years old, coming out of a Muslim background, after he revealed his love to her in a way she could not deny. From that moment, she was all in. She wanted to serve him with everything she had. But as she grew older, her pastors taught her something that changed everything. If you want to do full-time ministry, you must also learn financial sustainability. It wasn't a message of prosperity. It was a message of stewardship, of wisdom, of preparation. They taught her, you need a business so that God can send you anywhere and you won't be limited by money. So Aziza tried everything, selling fruit crisps, teaching English, launching a dance studio, starting, stopping, restarting. Every attempt was a step of faith, but then, almost by accident, she discovered something that clicked. She started selling coffee and flowers from her house, tiny bouquets, handmade arrangements, personal deliveries. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't glamorous, it wasn't even profitable at first, but she kept going. And one March 8th, International Women's Day, she sold 100 bouquets in a single day. The next year, 500 bouquets. Suddenly, a spark became a flame. Her pastor encouraged her to dream bigger. So Aziza opened a second branch, then a third, then one in the capital city, Astana, then Kyrgyzstan. But growth brought new problems. She was young. She was overwhelmed. She was trying to run multiple branches alone. And she needed wisdom. She needed strategy. She needed discipleship. That's when God stepped in. At a conference in Turkey, she met someone connected to iBAM. And for the first time, she heard about faith plus business plus discipleship coming together in a single model. She was shocked, not that iBAM existed, but that anyone would care about a small startup from a young woman selling flowers from her apartment. But iBAM cared. They flew to her country. They trained her team. They discipled her leaders. They taught her how to build on biblical principles because she had been doing everything from passion, but now she needed structure. She said, the main thing iBAM taught me was that the business belongs to God. I thought business was the one area God wasn't in charge of, but I learned he was Lord of everything. And then iBAM invested in her. A startup loan, resources, coaching, wisdom, support. It wasn't charity, it was partnership. With that support, she launched 2 more branches in Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. Her team, young missionaries, 17 to 29 years old. All fully devoted to Christ, all needing sustainable income so they could serve Jesus freely. Her business became their lifeline. And then, here's the moment that wrecks me. Aziza didn't just open branches. She discipled the young women who worked with her. She taught them courage. She taught them stewardship. She taught them that business is ministry. She didn't just build a business. She built people. And that right there, is the heartbeat of iBAM. Now, imagine multiplying Aziza's story. Not by 2, not by 10, but by 91 entrepreneurs and growing. Entrepreneurs like Patience, who said, iBAM helped me grow as a person. It helped my business grow. I've become more determined, and now I know how to budget. Mapheso, who shared, I've become more disciplined, more accountable, and I've learned how to share my faith through my business. Fegas, who testified, my business flourished because iBAM trained me to disciple others through sustainable business. Joseph, who said, through iBAM, we can reach children and youth who will transform Africa. And Elijah, who shared, our chicken business is impacting society and spreading the gospel. These are not numbers. These are faces. These are families. These are leaders in the making. These are stories eternity will remember. And if God is already doing this through 91, what happens when it becomes hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands? Imagine a generation of faith-driven entrepreneurs who preach the gospel while building businesses that fund missions and disciple nations. Imagine what happens when business owners become disciple makers and donors, people like you, become the catalyst behind it all. The donor connection. I want to talk to your heart for a moment, because you may hear these stories and think, I wasn't there. I didn't train her. I didn't travel to Kazakhstan. I didn't invest the loan. I didn't hold those meetings. I didn't disciple those young missionaries. But hear me, your generosity was in the room. Your faith was in the room. Your obedience was in the room. Your sacrifice was in the room. When Aziza opened her 5th branch, your generosity opened that door. When a missionary received a salary, your faith provided it. When a young woman learned budgeting, marketing, or discipleship, your obedience made it possible. Let's address the quiet beliefs that often hold people back. Belief shift number 1. My $10 won't matter. You're not doubting generosity. You're doubting multiplication. But God never measures impact by size. He measures it by surrender. At iBAM, $10 doesn't buy relief. It launches discipleship. Belief shift number 2. Charities waste money. I've been burned. You're not wrong to want transparency. But guarding generosity too tightly locks out the very impact you pray for. iBAM gives monthly impact stories, prayer updates, and real metrics, so you can see the fruit of your seed. Belief shift number 3. Business isn't ministry. It's not unspiritual to build a business. It's unstrategic not to. Business isn't the enemy of the gospel. It's the engine that carries it further. Belief shift number 4. I'm too small to make global impact. You're not too small. You're just too silent. Your $10 is not a donation. It's a disciple-making investment. Next week, we're pulling back the curtain. We're revealing the full vision for 2026, a vision that takes everything you've heard today and multiplies it again. If today was about the people behind the numbers, next week is about the future behind the vision, where we're going, what God is building, and how you can be part of something that changes nations. Don't miss it. Become an impact member today. Now, if today moved you, if God tugged your heart even a little, I want to invite you to take a simple, powerful step. Not a big step, not a risky step, not a complicated step, a step of obedience. Become an impact member today. Help fund the next entrepreneur before Christmas. $10 per month can transform a life, a family, even a nation. This isn't charity. This is discipleship. This is empowerment. This is multiplication. This is how you leave a legacy that echoes into eternity. Your generosity writes stories like Aziza's. Your faith builds businesses. Your obedience disciples nations. Join us. Become an impact member today, and let's multiply impact together.
Listening to the International Business as Mission podcast, a space where we explore how to build businesses rooted in biblical principles that create global impact. But we're not just here to talk. We're taking action to spread entrepreneurship to poverty-stricken communities around the world. Our mission is to be the catalyst that empowers people to build sustainable livelihoods and break the cycle of poverty. We follow the 3 fish principle: give a fish, providing startup loans to empower entrepreneurs. 2, teach to fish, offering entrepreneurial training for sustainable business practices. And 3, equip for disciple making, building a community that supports spiritual growth alongside business success. This is life-changing work, but we can't do it alone. We need passionate impact partners like you to join us on this mission. By becoming a donor, your generous gift will directly fund the establishment of new businesses that provide dignified work and hope. Just imagine, your donation could help a single mother in rural Africa start a small farming venture that allows her to feed her children and send them to school. Or a young man in Southeast Asia to launch a small business, breaking the chains of generational poverty. This is the power of entrepreneurship as a force for good. Will you join us in unleashing it? Go to ibam.org now to start impacting lives through the transformative power of business as mission. Together, we can create a world of flourishing.